don't end up like Sam Sulek. Obviously, he's pretty much a household name in the fitness world at this point. However, it does not have to be this way. We do not have to live in a world where young men go down these destructive paths, but especially in the world of fitness. There's a YouTuber by the name of Nick Miller. He's one of the most famous current fitness influencers, at least from my memory. I haven't been watching him as much recently. I mention him because he is fully natural, at least from my own perspective. And I think he's an example that while it's pretty much impossible to make it as a natural fitness YouTuber, it's definitely has like a 1% chance of happening if you have the right strategy and work ethic and a little bit of genetics. Sam Sulek has great genetics. He's not the kind of person that would need to even, in my opinion, to even use performance enhancing substances pretty much at all. Yes, if he wants the pro card, if he wants, to actually do it, at the professional level outside of social media. But the thing is with Sam Sulek is he's had a social media presence. So, he doesn't have to actually go through with this. He just, I guess, decided to become a pro because, he wants to be official and he wants people to take him that much more seriously. However, it seems like there is an epidemic, I would call it, of PED use within young men, especially early 20s and late teens men, because of the allure of the internet and they want people to take them seriously. I am fully aware that people do not take me seriously because I don't look a certain way. However, all things considered, I personally believe I've gotten pretty decent results. I don't have great genetics, I don't have top tier results, and I'm not some kind of like top-notch professional athlete that's gonna become, a legend and seal my legacy within the world of sports or bodybuilding. However, the fact that there's been so much against me, especially with my fitness journey, I think it should be very motivating for people to see my results. Yes, I only weigh between 100 and 110 pounds. Yes, I'm not Mr., 1,000-pound deadlifter, 500-pound squatter, whatever, 500-pound bencher. That's because of my genetics and some secondary health issues that I have due to, my past surgeries, but also just because of my genetic makeup, just the way I was born. I have a predisposed nature to, unfortunately, have some of these issues. However, I've still been able to bench press in 1.5 times my body weight, squat twice my body weight, and deadlift over twice my body weight. All these things considered, that those lifts are conventional, by the way. The deadlift that's 235, yes, that is a trap bar, but I do have, on my memory, mentally, I do remember hitting a 225 deadlift for 1 rep, conventional double overhand grip with a barbell. I do have it on record, on video, with straps though, so it's not as legit. And then my squat, I did squat that at one point, however I don't have it on video. So with all those things considered, it is possible to do this the natural way. It's not possible, however, to have a very fulfilling career and make a whole bunch of money, and the whole 9 yards. So for someone like Sam Sulek, I would say this is, maybe tone it down a bit. You've sealed your image. You've sealed your legacy at this point already. Maybe stop taking PEDs altogether and try to, because the thing is, he has a lot of young people, especially young he even has probably some teenagers who watch his channel who are not even adults yet. They're going to try to copy his behavior. But, here's my final message to Sam Sulek, is set a good example. You've been given the gift of having a platform and an audience. Use that gift wisely.